Hi everyone, it has been a very long time since I've made a video, and this literally popped into my head not that long ago, and I will quickly say my fringe, I'm trying to grow it out, and I put it in plaits the other day and it's like all wonky and it just looks bad. But the really cool thing is my hair does not need to look good for you to listen to what I am saying. Okay, so in today's video I just want to talk about why I don't like ChatGPT. That's pretty much all this video is. I wrote down, sorry, excuse me, someone is sending me voice messages. I've written literally down why I don't like ChatGPT. It took me 2 minutes to write. I thought I would just sit here and just talk about it. And that's pretty much it. That is why I'm here. So if you want to listen, grab yourself a cup of tea or something, or don't do that if you don't want to. That's also fine. And I'm just going to talk to you about why I don't like ChatGPT. There's basically two reasons, but the second reason is like a big reason. The first reason is, actually there's three things now I think about it, but they're not all on here, but we'll just see how this goes. Okay, so first thing is I believe it gives you false information. So here's an example. When I went to Bible college, I was writing an essay on Eric Liddell. Now, Eric Liddell was a Christian guy who ended up saying, like, no, I don't want to run on Sundays, I need to be at church. And then he ended up being a missionary to China. A lot of people don't realize that he actually did that. Anyways, I was writing an essay about him for my missiology class. And the interesting thing is, when I was I decided to use ChatGPT a lot for that class because I actually really struggled to find any of the information that I needed for the specific topics that I had chosen. And so when I kind of used ChatGPT to try and get a lot of information and to like rewrite stuff because I'd written my essay and there wasn't like enough words. So I was like, can you add 300 more words to this? It was really bad. And if you're my lecturer and you see this, don't worry, my work was my own. It's okay. Yeah, like when I was doing that essay, what actually happened was I would be writing, where was Eric Liddell born? And it would say something. But then the next time I would say it, it would say a different thing. And I realised while I was doing the essay that ChatGPT would say multiple different things. And there was one time, I can't remember the specific example, but there's been a few times where like I was writing, actually this is a different example, sorry. I was writing a thing about the Hiding Place by Corrie ten Boom. It's a book. And I knew there was a specific quote, and I said, where is this quote from? And put in the quote, and it said, it's from chapter, 5. I go to chapter 5, and then I was like, well, it's not in there. So then I put into ChatGPT, like, this isn't the right chapter, and it's like, oh, sorry, it's in chapter 3, and it was. And I was like, why was it wrong in the first place? Like, I've noticed multiple times myself that ChatGPT is actually wrong. And so how many times do we ask it something and then it actually gives us an answer and we go, that must be it, that's right, but actually it's wrong? It's the same with like Google AI or Gemini or whatever it's called, and you put in something. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. It's like, how many times when we say something like, put in a question to Google and it gives us an answer, like, why does my foot hurt? And it will give you an answer and you're like, it must be this, when actually they could be wrong. They could be wrong, and we put so much trust into Google to tell us the right answer to things. And the thing is, it could be wrong. It could be wrong. Now, if you read 1984, the really interesting thing is, what happens is they change facts and they change the past. So they'll be saying like, oh, we're actually in war with Oceania right now. And then maybe a week later, the news will come out and they say, no, we've actually never been in war with Oceania before. We're actually in war with Africa. And then everyone's like, it's always been this way. And they believe that, and they actually change facts. And I find that really interesting. And I wonder if sometimes it could be possible with us, where Google says something is true, but actually it's not true. And we believe it's true because Google says it. And this is kind of like comes into my second point, which I kind of want to just talk about, is kind of the fact that people are really reliant on Google. And I know I am myself. I'm not excluded from this. I have used ChatGPT. I've literally said that. And I know that I use Google a lot. Like even this morning, for example, I was thinking about how I want a dog. So I decided to Google Pomeranians near me. And it's like I actually didn't need to look up dogs. Like sometimes, you know, you're just randomly doing your own thing and then suddenly your brain's like, I wonder why bees are black and yellow. And so you decide to like look it up and it's like actually we don't need to know everything right there and then when we think about it. It's like this thing of instant gratification, which I could go on to about like um, attention spans and stuff. This is all stuff that I've discussed in some of my other videos about digital minimalism. So if you're interested, feel free to check out my other videos. Um, but the thing is, if you think about it, then if I have a question and I think about it and I go straight to Google, then I've had no time to kind of think about it myself. Okay. So let's say in the past, you'd have a question, you'd wonder how something works. Maybe you're wondering, I don't know, why do the plane, plane, what are they called? Wheels. Why do the wheels go up instead of staying down, when they fly? Like, why does that happen? And I could Google that now, but in the past, I really, really wanted to know that. Do you know where I would have to go? Take a guess. I'd go to the library. I would take time. I would think about it. I would go to the library, maybe pick out a book about planes, try and figure it out for myself. And as I'm doing it, I'm really learning. And I'm learning slowly. And it's not quick. And people just don't really do that anymore. And I am talking about myself as well here. But it's almost as if like we've lost the art of being able to find things out and knowledge. It's like we need to know stuff instantly. And I wonder if there's a danger of the next generation kind of growing up to be lazy, like lazy thinkers, where we can no longer actually think for ourselves because we're relying so much on things like Google and ChatGPT to think for us. Like, at what point do we rely on AI so much that we no longer are doing it ourselves? Like, I'm not talking about any AI like art or the content that is coming. I'm talking about simply like I'm also not talking about just ChatGPT here. That's just an example. Just like what are they called? Just like search engines. I don't know. Maybe I should do more research before I talk about stuff. This is just some like things that I think about. But how if we use ChatGPT in things like, for example, when I was doing my essay and I was like trying to figure out how I would add extra words, and so I just get something else to do it for me. At what point are we going to just stop learning ourselves? Like, I could have put in the effort to make sure that I was doing it, and I could have learned through that. And if we're using it to always correct our grammar and our spelling and all of this, then, like, I don't know. I actually lost my train of thought there. I am so sorry. But yeah, I just wonder if we're going to lose the art of being able to just think for ourselves. Like, we have a brain. We have brains up here that work so wonderfully. People's brains work differently. And I think it's a shame in some ways that I know people in my life who, as soon as there's a question or they think about something, straight away ChatGPT is out asking them. It's like, just why don't we slow down, think about it, and try and discuss it and figure it out ourselves and stop relying on something which, in my eyes, might not even be true. Like, I could ask ChatGPT anything right now, and I don't need to know that thing right now. I might not need to know it at all. I am taking away, that privilege from my own brain of thinking about things, and the information might just simply be wrong. Like, I think it's okay to take the time to learn something and just to slow down. It's okay to not use ChatGPT or to use Google for things. Google is AI. Google is AI. And I think the slower pace of things is quite nice. Just slowly reading books and learning information and learning and growing. Because I wonder if there's so much technology that at some point, instead of advancing as humans, everything else is advancing but us humans. are going to, what's the opposite of advance? Devance. Is that a word? Just go backwards. Yeah, I have a lot more thoughts about things like that, but that's just some random ranty things. I'm not even ranting. Those are some things I think about ChatGPT, and you're welcome to agree or disagree with me or whatever you want to do. I don't mind, but there you go. I don't know what you want to do with this information, but yeah, maybe I'll make some more videos if people want to see them about what I think about just random things. But I do like talking about technology and why I don't like technology, but then I also use technology as well, but I also can see the negative things about it. So I think I'll leave that there, but thank you very much for watching. Maybe I'll make some more videos, maybe I won't, I don't know, but if I do, then I'll see you in the next one. If I don't, then just have a good life. Alright, goodbye little worm, bye.